There is no way for every living thing that is born on Earth to escape passing away on the same planet at some point in the future. Or do they possess the ability to? It has come to light that in this day and age, with the advent of space flight, there are more opportunities. According to reports, 18 astronauts have passed away while participating in space missions as of the year 2022, with 15 of them passing away shortly after their missions. Vladislav Volkov, Viktor Potts, and Yurgir Dubber were all cosmonauts for the Soviet Union. The crew of the Soyuz 11 spent more than 23 days in orbit beginning on June 30, 1971. They had just left the Salyut 1 space station when they got a shock that opened a valve on their breathing equipment. During the process of separating the orbital module from the descent module, this led to a gradual drop in pressure, which ultimately ended in the deaths of the cosmonauts within around 30 seconds. The terrible event took place. So unfortunately, this is the farthest from the Earth that people have ever perished. However, before humans could go into space, other living species had to be sent into orbit first. Since 1947, both the United States of America and the Soviet Union have been known to place various animals atop rockets. The most common of these species are dogs, monkeys, and chimpanzees, but others include wasps, beetles, and tortoises. Humans are not among the living things that have passed away at the furthest distance from Earth. Test animals are microorganisms. Even though spacecraft have to undergo extensive sterilization in order to ensure that they do not contaminate their new habitat, and they do so. Even after all the clean intercourse, there were still many bacterial spores identified on their bodies. In certain cases, for instance, this might even result in the operation being called off entirely. For instance, in 2003, scientists in charge of the Galileo project crashed the spacecraft into Jupiter out of concern that the frozen moon Europa would get contaminated with bacteria. Even though there are new ways to clean spacecraft, some bacteria can still live after being exposed to radiation. UV and ionizing radiation, severe temperatures, and the vacuum of space are among the hazards that astronauts face. A study conducted in 2008 found that there are 1.98 times 10 to the 11th power of bacteria present per sterilized spacecraft prior to launch. This is the case even if we assume that only 1 in 1,000 of these microorganisms is able to endure the harsh conditions of space and that only 1 in 10 of these microorganisms finds a place aboard to avoid the harmful effects of ultraviolet radiation. According to another study, if a typical Voyager must transport approximately 10 million spores into deep space, the mortality rate of those spores is shown to be 30% every 6 years. This indicates that after 50 years, their number will still be 1 million with 1 million spores. Every 10 minutes, one of them passes away, establishing a new record for dying the furthest away from Earth. If you enjoyed watching the video, be sure to click the like button and subscribe to our channel. There are going to be a lot of great things coming next.